What is up, my soap-loving family? I'm Paul from the GH Spoilers YouTube channel, coming to you on a surprisingly stormy Tuesday night here in New York. Tonight, we are diving deep into the absolute CHAOS at Willow's house. Drew's insane Navy SEAL comeback, and a high-stakes escape that changes the Port Charles landscape forever. Grab your coffee, because we have so much to unpack. I cannot believe they actually did it. I am literally sitting here vibrating with adrenaline after watching that final scene because my jaw is still firmly on the floor. Before we even talk about the sheer logistics of what just went down, can we just take a second to scream about Drew Kane? I mean, they finally remembered who this man is. For months, we have been forced to watch him sit in that wheelchair, completely paralyzed, blinking his eyes like some helpless victim, while Willow and Nina run their little cover-ups. But tonight, the writers finally woke up and remembered that Drew is a highly trained, lethal Navy SEAL. And let me tell you, watching him break through that chemical paralysis through sheer force of will is the best television this show has produced in a decade. Because let's be real, this entire mess is completely Nina's fault. I know some people are loving this bumbling, accidental villain era for Nina, but personally, I am losing my mind. She grabs the wrong syringe at the wrong second, lunges at Valentine to stop a fight, and accidentally pumps Jack Brennan full of a heavy paralytic meant to keep a grown super soldier sedated for a week. And then what does she do? She just stands there spiraling. Like, I am sorry, but how many times are we going to watch Nina Reeves create a catastrophic disaster and then just hyperventilate while the men around her do the math? Valentine is a literal mastermind, a guy who has spent his entire life cleaning up international espionage messes, and even he looked like he was about to blow a gasket. So Valentine makes the one mistake you never ever make in Port Charles. He leaves the room. He leaves the room to go prep a transport vehicle or get cleanup gear or whatever. Cassadine protocol dictates for, I have a federally drugged WSB agent on the living room rug. And the second the door clicks shut behind him, the camera pans down the hall to the bedroom. You guys, the look in Drew's eyes. The look. He heard every single word. He heard the scuffle. He heard the gun. He heard Brennan hit the floor. And because Nina was too busy playing amateur assassin with that needle, she completely missed Drew's scheduled dose. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, back to the point. The medicine is wearing off. We saw him wiggle that finger earlier this week. But I don't think any of us were prepared for the sheer physical agony of watching him force his body to move. I've been watching since 2015, and this is honestly the best acting Cameron Matheson has done on this show. You could see the sweat pouring down his face, the veins popping in his neck as he forced his brain to connect with his limbs. Remember when they tried this with Jason back in the day? When he was trapped in that clinic and trying to fight off mind control? Yeah, it didn't work then either. Because you cannot keep these guys locked down. Drew literally dragged himself out of that wheelchair and crawled down the hallway like a man possessed. But here is where the episode went from good to absolutely legendary. Drew crawls out into the living room, probably expecting to find a hostage situation, and instead he finds Jack Brennan convulsing on the floor. Brennan is in critical condition. His body is rejecting the massive dose of whatever experimental cocktail Willow and Nina have been pumping into Drew. He is literally dying of an overdose right there on the rug. And Drew, who has every reason in the world to let this WSB tyrant choke on his own spit, doesn't hesitate. Because at his core, Drew is a soldier. He is a medic. He is a hero. I mean, the way Drew snapped into SEAL mode was breathtaking. He is still half paralyzed himself. His muscles are probably screaming in agony, but he starts performing emergency first aid on Brennan. He's clearing his airway, checking his pulse, doing whatever tactical field triage he learned in Afghanistan, and he actually stabilizes him. I was yelling at my screen, let him die, Drew, but at the same time, I was so hyped to see Drew taking charge. He knows Brennan is the only currency they have left. If Brennan dies, Jocelyn is gone forever, and Carly will never forgive him. And then, just when I thought my blood pressure couldn't get any higher, Drew drags Brennan's massive, dead weight body across the floor and opens a secret bunker under Willow's floorboards. Are you kidding me? Am I the only one who didn't know Willow had a literal panic room under her living room? I am so frustrated with Willow right now. She plays this sweet, innocent nurse, but she's running an illegal medical detention center and has a secret underground hatch. What is this? The Quartermain catacombs. When did she even install that, I swear? The secrets this woman keeps are going to destroy her custody case with Michael. But that's a tangent for another day. So Drew manages to shove Brennan down into this dark, claustrophobic bunker just seconds before the front door opens. Valentine and Nina walk back in, ready to bag up a WSB agent, and the room is completely empty. Y'all. Valentine's face, I laughed out loud. The sheer unadulterated panic that washed over Valentine Cassadine was priceless. He immediately pulls his gun, scanning the room, his tactical brain short-circuiting. Nina starts shrieking, completely losing whatever tiny shred of sanity she had left. Valentine immediately jumps to the conclusion that a third force has intervened. He thinks Pikeman is back, or Sonny sent someone, or the WSB beat them to it. It never even crosses his mind that the paralyzed guy in the back bedroom just outplayed him. Let's pause and talk about Valentine's paranoia for a second, because this is classic Cassadine behavior. Valentine is a guy who anticipates every single chess move. He was the head of the WSB. He ran mercenary groups. So when a 200-pound federal agent vanishes into thin air, Valentine's mind goes to the most complex conspiratorial explanation possible. He is probably standing there thinking Anna Devane somehow orchestrated a ghost extraction from France. The fact that the answer is literally right under his feet, hiding in a floor bunker, is the kind of soapy irony that I live for. And Nina is just making it worse. Her constant crying and pacing are completely throwing off Valentine's focus. Meanwhile, down in the bunker, the tension is suffocating. It's pitch black, it's cramped, and Drew is sitting over Brennan. And this is the most poetic, brilliant writing the show has done in ages. Brennan is now experiencing the exact same nightmare Drew has been living for months. Brennan is completely paralyzed, locked inside his own body, unable to move a muscle. But his mind is 100% awake and aware. The irony is just delicious. Drew, whose own paralysis is finally melting away, leans over this terrifying federal agent and whispers in his ear. I was literally holding my breath during this scene. Drew tells Brennan exactly what is happening. He tells him that Valentine is upstairs, that Valentine is going to kill him or torture him, and that the only way Brennan survives this night is if he makes a deal with the devil he knows. Drew says, I will get you out of here. I will save your life, but you have to tell me where Jocelyn is. And because Brennan can't speak, Drew tells him to blink once for yes. The camera zooms in on Brennan's face. The guy is a stone-cold killer, a manipulator who has ruined so many lives, but right now he is entirely at the mercy of Drew Kane. You can see the rage in Brennan's eyes, the absolute humiliation of being bested by Nina Reeves and saved by Drew Kane, but Brennan is a survivor. He calculates the odds. He knows Valentine will not show mercy. So slowly, agonizingly, Brennan blinks. One time. Deal made. I literally jumped off my couch. But the universe hates Drew Kane, because the second that deal is struck, all hell breaks loose upstairs. Ross Cullum, the new head of the WSB field office, doesn't wait the 4 hours Valentine predicted. Cullum realizes his guy is dark, and he sends the cavalry. We hear the front door of Willow's house get completely kicked in. Tactical, gear, laser sights, the whole 9 yards. The WSB is swarming the living room, and Valentine and Nina are caught red-handed with a bloody syringe and a whole lot of explaining to do. Let's talk about Ross Cullum for a second. This guy is relentless. He just took over the field office, and he already has drama with Dante and the whole peer shooting cover-up. And now he is busting into a private residence looking for his boss. Cullum is not going to play games with Valentine. I know some of you think Valentine will just charm his way out of this or use his old WSB clearance, but I am telling you Cullum is out for blood. Finding Nina Reeves standing there looking guilty as sin is going to be the nail in the coffin for whatever cover-up they had planned. While the WSB is tearing apart the living room, Drew knows he has about 30 seconds before they start ripping up the floorboards and finding that bunker. So he uses the last reserves of his adrenaline. He hoists Brennan, a grown, muscular man, who is completely dead weight, over his shoulder. And he kicks open the secondary escape hatch that leads out into the backyard. I don't know how Drew's legs didn't just snap in half. The physical toll this must be taking on his body is insane, but he is running on pure, unfiltered determination. And that brings us to the final moments of the episode, which felt like a literal action movie. Drew is dragging Brennan through the deep, dark woods of Port Charles. The same woods where Jason has hidden bodies, where Faison used to lurk, where half the town's drama goes down. It is pouring rain, the mud is thick, and Drew is stumbling. Behind him, he can hear the WSB dogs and flashlights sweeping the tree line. Cullum's men are ruthless. But that's not all, because Valentine managed to slip out during the WSB raid, and now Cassadine mercenaries are also in the woods hunting for Brennan. It is a three-way war in the dark. Drew versus the WSB versus the Cassidines. And Drew is stuck in the middle, unarmed, physically exhausted, trying to protect the very man who has made his family's life a living hell. I mean, contradict myself for a second. I kind of hate that Drew is saving Brennan because Brennan deserves to rot, but actually I kind of love it because it proves Drew is the better man. He is doing this for one reason and one reason only, Carly. Let's talk about Carly sitting at home right now. She is at her house with Charlotte completely in the dark, pacing the floors and trusting Valentine of all people to bring her an update. How naive is Carly being right now? She actually thinks Jack Brennan sent Jocelyn away on some undercover WSB mission. She has no idea that Joss is being held hostage by a fake Nathan West on Spoon Island. And she definitely has no idea that the man she dumped, Drew Kane, is currently bleeding in the woods trying to save a man's life just to get her daughter back. Drew has messed up so much lately. His political ambitions, the cheating with Willow, the lies. He knows he has lost Carly's respect maybe forever, but Jocelyn is Carly's entire world. Drew knows that if he can bring Jocelyn home, if he can extract this intel from Brennan and save Carly's daughter, it is the ultimate redemption. He is willing to die in these woods tonight if it means making things right with the woman he loves. This is the Drew Kane we have been begging to see. The selfless, heroic, unstoppable force of nature. I am dreading tomorrow's episode because I know they are going to leave us on a cliffhanger, but I am also so here for it. Are Drew and Brennan going to have to hide out in the old Quartermain boathouse? Is Brennan going to double-cross Drew the second the paralytic wears off? And what the hell is going to happen to Nina and Valentine now that they are in WSB custody? If you have theories, drop them in the comments below because my brain is spinning. Honestly, this is why we watch soap operas. For years, we sit through the boring boardroom meetings and the custody battles, just waiting for a night like tonight where the writers just set the entire canvas on fire. Drew Kane is back. Baby and Port Charles is never going to be the same. I'm going to go try to calm down and maybe watch that bunker scene one more time. Let me know if you guys think Drew is actually going to make it out of those woods alive, or if the Cassidines are going to catch up to him. Until next time, stay passionate, stay opinionated, and I'll see you in the next video.